to Vlogmas for December 15th. It is another special day for my family. We have lots of birthdays in December. But today is extra special because 31 years ago today, I became a big sister. Yeah. I didn't write notes for this episode, so I'm just gonna wing it. But I've told this story so many times, I should be okay. Woke up late for school because a blizzard had blown through our small town in Indiana and it knocked out our power. And I remember having bread with peanut butter and jelly for breakfast. And I walked to school. It wasn't uphill both ways. We were only a couple blocks, but it was in the snow. Got to school. Half the school had electricity, half did not. So we were all in the gym while the teachers and administrators were trying to figure out what to do with half the school having electricity and half not. And I remember being in the gym and we watched Frosty the Snowman. And then we were excused to go to our classes. My second grade class had electricity. The other second grade class did not, so we were all jammed into our classroom. And they were trying to figure out how to get everybody home. I would walk to school, but in the afternoon I would ride a bus to my grandma's house. Well, the bus that I rode had a different route in the morning and wouldn't go by my grandma's house. So they're trying to figure out which bus do we put Lori on. Finally, they figured out a bus that would go. And I remember trying to get on the bus. And the bus driver, who are you? What are you doing? I'm Lori. I need to go to my grandma's house. Thankfully, I knew my grandma's address. So oh, okay. I know where that's at. And so, they took me home, took me to my grandma's house. She lived out in the country, surrounded by cornfields. It's Indiana. There's lots of cornfields. The snow was just blowing, and I remember trying to get to the door, wading through the drifts of snow, keeping my head down because the wind is blowing, and I get to the front door and I look up to reach for the door. And my mom is standing there holding the door open. Now she's 9 months pregnant. She's due Christmas Eve. But she's standing there and, what are you doing here? And she said, oh, I had a doctor's appointment and he told me the baby's coming today. And from then on, I was so nervous. My brother's coming. I was so excited. And I remember Grandma trying to feed me vegetable stew, which I didn't really like. But then, well, now I love it. But then, I'm nervous. My stomach's upset. My brother's coming. I was too excited to think about eating, much less eating vegetable stew. Anyway, at 5 o'clock, they called. He's here. You can come see him. So my grandparents drove me to the hospital. And I got to hold my brother Ian when he was an hour old. And I remember he was 9.5 pounds, so for a 7-year-old, that was quite a lot to carry. But I didn't care, except for his blanket kept falling off, and they didn't have any clothes or a diaper on him, so I was like, oh, let's keep covering up. I don't want to see that. And that's really all I remember about meeting my brother for the first time. And then my grandparents took me to the gift shop and I got a t-shirt that says I'm the big sister. And the next day I went to school and I got to do show and tell with my new t-shirt saying, hey, my brother's here. And like I said, he was due on Christmas Eve, so we called him Rudy, short for Rudolph, for the first 5 years of his life. But anyway, his name is Ian. And he's 31. I'll let you do the math on how old I am. Anyway, actually, I don't care. I'm 38. I don't mind. It's just a number, right? And being old, like I am, I have injuries. So today I wanted to talk to you about how I deal with pains with crocheting. So I have an old color guard marching band injury. I have tendonitis in my wrist. So using the small hooks, regular hooks, kind of bother me a lot. So I looked into getting some of those clay ergonomic crochet hooks. So I wanted to show you my collection. The first three I bought 2 Christmases ago. They're just plain ones. I don't think she has an Etsy shop anymore. I think she closed up. It was Mary Josephina, I think. I can't remember her name. I'll put a link down below, but I think she's closed. I think I was kind of one of the last people because she was going through some stuff. Anyway, so she did a really nice job though. I really like them. And she stamped the size. Can we get a good, so this is a J, we have an H here and a K here. And I don't know if you can tell on the H, but it's pretty stained because it's white. And using indie dyers, sometimes the dye doesn't always come out. And so it stained my H hook. But yes, these have really helped a lot. I really, really like them. And then, so I got on Etsy again and was looking at different ones. My favorite ergonomic clay hook maker is the Speckled Clay Boutique. Again, I'll put a link down below. Excuse me. So yeah, I have 4 of her hooks. And I love them. So I have this lovely one. It's a D. And it's Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman. And so my D hook is what I use for socks. And let me tell you, I feel like Wonder Woman when I crochet socks. And she also makes stitch markers that kind of go with each hook. So that's the D. Then I have an E. See, there's a nice E on the side. And she actually put a nice little ring on the hook so you can actually attach your stitch markers to. This is my E hook. This is what I do for most of my amigurumi. And so it's nice to have that stitch marker right there because you need to keep count of your rows and your stitches. And this one's really good. I got the teal. I actually started ordering all these right after my friend passed away from ovarian cancer. So teal is the color for ovarian cancer. So this is a memory of my friend. The next one is my G hook. Let's see if I can get, and this one, it was one of her Easter collections, and this one's called He Is Risen. So it's supposed to be a cross with flowers on it, and there's flowers on the top. And then the stitch marker has the same flowers. So yeah, I like this one a lot. And the way I hold it, I hold mine like a knife. So my thumb does hit on these, but it's not that bad. And eventually I forget about it. You don't really notice it. And then my eye hook. Can you tell who that is? With the dirigible plums on top? Yeah, it's Luna Lovegood. For those of you who don't know Harry Potter, you wouldn't understand the love that I have for Luna. Yes, I like Hermione Granger, but Luna's my girl. And so, yeah. Love, love, love. Although, they don't really call her Luna on the Etsy page. Copyright reasons. But yes, she's one of my favorites. And then, 2 Christmases ago, my brother and I were talking about, making stuff for each other. And I asked him what kind of crafts he did, and he was mentioning stuff, and he said something about clay, and I thought, well, you can make my ergonomic crochet hooks. So he did, and I got 2 last year. I don't use them because I don't want to ruin them. You understand? Because like I sweat a lot when I'm crocheting, and I don't know if you could tell on some of those hooks, but some of the glaze has rubbed off because I use them so much. So these ones are special, and I leave them displayed in my craft room. Without further ado, I have a Mary Poppins. Ooh, let's flip her around where you can see her hat. And at the bottom you have the chimney sweep scene. Very nice. It's a good job for his first time trying. And so yeah, that one sticks out. Sits in my thing where it's displayed. I can see it all the time. And then the other one is a lovely elephant and an African scene. Yeah. Now this one I really can't use because the way I hold my hook, the trunk kind of gets in the way. But I don't mind. It's still very special to me. For those of you that don't know, my parents were missionaries to Africa when I was really little. My mom was actually pregnant with my brother when we came home. And we always say that she smuggled him home from Africa. But anyway, Ian, you did a great job. I love them. I just don't use them, but I still love them. They're great. And so, yeah. That's today, the 15th. That's all I have to do. All I have to say. It's a little longer today, I think. Anyway, I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna go. It was a lovely day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.